हुब्बुल वतनी के नारों में या ट्विटर की ललकारों में अगर सचमुच जंग हो जाती है तो जंग सरहद पर रहती नहीं, ये तकियों तक आ जाती है। माओं के बेवाओं के ख्वाब सभी खा जाती है, आंख से धोकर मुस्तकबिल पानी पानी कर जाती है। हिंदू मुस्लिम या ईसाई ये फर्क कहाँ कर पाती है, हर एक गली मोहल्ले को खून से नहलाती है। गोली सरहद पार लगे आवाज यहां तक आती है, भूख प्यास और गुर्बत का झंडा भी लहराती है। ये आने वाली नस्लों का नुकसान बड़ा कर जाती है। आन बान पे खेली बाजी हाथ नहीं फिराती है कि एटम बम है पास में इनके और कौम बड़ी जज्बाती है। वो तोपों तक का किस्सा था, अब दुनिया ही मिट जाती है।
Namaskar. This beautiful poem was from this playwright, director from Pakistan called Yasra Rizvi. I thought this was a beautiful poem, so I have used it without her permission. So, my due apologies for that. But I thought it was a beautiful poem. Now, let's get to today's topic. From 14th of February till date, our entire country, why our entire country, our entire continent, why our entire continent, this entire world actually went through a roller coaster ride. Lot of things happened, lot of events happened, and we were all witnessing one event after another event every day. With every passing event, there were views, news, analysis, opinions, point of view bombarded on us. And each of us were grasping these information and trying to form an opinion. So on an hourly basis, we were forming opinions. You see, they say that when there are a lot of things to process, a lot of things that the brain has to process, the best way to do this is take a deep breath, go back and view the entire event, review the entire event once again. I intend to do that with you today. Let's take a deep breath and go back and review the entire event from February 14th till date once again. The intention of this exercise is to figure out what was the ultimate result of this event, these events rather, what were the ultimate results of these events, and secondly, who benefited from these events. So two very vital information that we want to call out today. The result of this event and who benefited from it. Now before I get into this event, let us first talk about this terrorist called Masood Azhar and this terror group called Jaish-e-Mohammed. Masood Azhar and Jaish-e-Mohammed is a terror group that supports separatists who wants to separate Jammu and Kashmir and make it join Pakistan. He supports the terror group. He gets paid for it. And it is him and this unit called Jaish-e-Mohammed, both of them, they survive and thrive and progress in Pakistan. It is said that the Pakistan government or the ISI or the military or whoever they are, they support them, give them money, give them infrastructure for them to progress and for them to inflict 1,000 wounds on India. That is their motive. And that is what this Masood Azhar and gang does. So this Masood Azhar and his unit called Jaish-e-Mohammed on 14th of February with a local Kashmiri militant went and attacked a CRPF platoon. A CRPF group of people who were coming back to work after their vacation. 40 CRPF men were martyred. The entire country shook and the entire country was shocked and full of rage. Post this, the defense force went up to the government and recommended that they want to do an airstrike. They wanted to retaliate. Retaliate not necessarily for revenge. Retaliate because they thought and they felt, and rightly so, they felt that it is time to put a curb on terrorist organizations like Jaish-e-Mohammed. So they recommended they cross over to Pakistan. In fact, they cross over even beyond LOC and go to a place called Balakot and destroy the training camp of Jaish-e-Mohammed. So they cross the LOC, go to a place called, in fact, cross beyond LOC, go right inside the Pakistani territory and destroy these training camps of Jaish-e-Mohammed. The government, after deliberation, agreed to the project. And the mission began. On the 26th of February, our Indian Air Force went in to this place called Balakot and conducted the airstrikes and came back. Indian quarters said that, we destroyed 300 terrorists and we destroyed a lot of their training camp centers and their infrastructures and so on and so forth. Pakistani said, no, nothing of that sort happened. Nobody was destroyed. Nothing really happened. They just came in, they went back, they couldn't do much and so on and so forth. Indian Air Force kept quiet. Indian Air Force said nothing. Indian Air Force just said, we went out and we carried our strikes. They gave no numbers to nothing. Now, that was the first end. Of course, the Prime Minister of India said that, he was absolutely thrilled. He congratulated the Defence Force and he said, listen, you know what, if till such time that, we are there, we will ensure that, nobody can threaten us. The Prime Minister of Pakistan said, we will also retaliate. We will retaliate because you did this to us. We will also retaliate. Both of them said things were fine. On the 27th of February, Pakistani sent their jets, their F-16 fighters to India. They came in, and the moment they came in, India bounced them back. They had to go back, and it is said that one MiG was shot down in the process. One Indian MiG was shot down in the process, and the pilot of that MiG, Wing Commander Abhinandan Varthaman, was taken into custody. He was captured. He became prisoner of war. Pakistani side said, we have two MiGs and we captured two MiGs and we captured two pilot. One is now currently in the hospital. The other one is in our custody and we are questioning him. Indian side said, nothing doing. There's only one MiG that has been shot down and one pilot is missing from action. And finally, it turns out only one MiG was shot down and one pilot was taken into custody. He became a prisoner of war. You see, Indian armed forces do not lie. They never lie. Right from 1947 till date, check any records, Indian armed forces never give wrong information. Indian armed forces never given information to the country that they killed 300 people in this airstrike. They never said it. It is all the other quarters who say it. Indian armed forces didn't say it. When Indian armed force make a statement, it is a statement, period. And the last thing they ever do is hide their casualties. Indian armed force never hides their casualties. This is absolutely clear. The world knows it. So rightfully so, even though the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Mr. Imran Khan, said that there were two MiGs and there were two pilots, what Indian Armed Forces spokesperson said was absolutely correct. One MiG and one person. India, of course, was up in arms asking Pakistan to give back, to hand over our pilot back to us. The entire country was praying for the pilot. Pakistan actually came out and said, listen, as a gesture of goodwill, we hand over your pilots to you. And the pilot, they say, is in the process of being handed over to India as we speak. I guess by the time this editorial is aired, he must have been already handed over to Indian authorities. 2 points. What was the result of this entire exercise? Second, who benefited out of this entire exercise? Firstly, when you talk about results, the Indian Armed Force got what they wanted. They send a message to Jaish-e-Mohammed to say, you attack us once, we will retaliate again. The second result out of this entire exercise was the world came to know about Jaish-e-Mohammed and this terrorist called Masood Azhar. The result third is Pakistan showed a new face to the world. The fact that Pakistan handing over Wing Commander Abhinandan back to India was a good gesture. Pakistan says it's a gesture of peace. India says no, it is because of our diplomatic pressure. Whatever it is, the Indians, people in India are happy that our pilot was handed over back to us. And most importantly, yesterday we also came to know that almost the civil society of Pakistan stood by the decision of Imran Khan to hand over this pilot to us. Every person who made sense, who had certain amount of voice share in Pakistan, spoke to ensure that the pilot was handed over back to India, safe, sound and without harm. And God willing, that is what has happened today. That was a beautiful result. A lot of sensible people in India and a lot of sensible people in Pakistan do not want war. That too was clearly visible in yesterday's whatever gesture, call it gesture of peace or diplomatic pressure or whatever. With that, it was very clear that people in Pakistan and people in India do not want war. These three things came through very, very, very clearly through this incident, through these 10 days, 15 days incident. Now, let us come to the next part of it. Let us come to who benefited out of this event. Now, I'll tell you who benefited out of this event. Mr. Yediyurappa made a statement. Mr. Yediyurappa made a statement that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that he would avenge the killing. The whole country has welcomed this, and so have the opposition parties. Youth are dancing and celebrating. The result of this is that it is easy for us now to win more than 22 Lok Sabha seats here. 40 CRPF men were martyred. A pilot almost lost his life or could have been lynched to death. And Mr. Yediyurappa feels that his party can win 22 seats this Lok Sabha election. Wonder who benefited. Mr. Amit Shah, the president of Bharatiya Janata Party, said, I congratulate and salute the bravery and valor of our armed forces. Today's action further demonstrates that India is safe and secure under the strong and decisive leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. 40 people were martyred. And the glory is to the strong and decisive leadership of Narendra Modi, party president. People who benefited. The other people who benefited are, and I am sorry to say this, media. Our media shamed us. So did Pakistan media, of course. But why should we be talking about Pakistan media? Let us talk about our media. Let them handle their media. Our media shamed us is because our media was concocting stories, was creating war rooms in their air-conditioned studios. They were creating war rooms for crying out loud, calling for war. They were doing war cries sitting in the studio. You know why I say that the media benefited and the news channel benefited? Let me tell you why I say a news channel benefited. First of all, let me make you understand how a news channel earns its revenue. You see, first and foremost, news is not a 24/7 content giving material. You cannot do 24/7 news. It's actually, the entire thought process is flawed. If you remember our old days, news was a 9 to 9:15 program. Every day, 9 o'clock in the night, there would be a 15 minutes news show. Or morning, there would be 15 minutes news show. News is not more than 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. That's news. Now imagine when you have to stretch that 15 minutes content to 24 hours. What do you do? What do you do? First. Second, you see, revenues comes to a channel not via program. For instance, if I may take names here, an Arnab show or a news hour or whatever that show is called can fetch you revenue for 1 hour. So advertisers will only put money, only give advertising for that 1 hour of show. What do you do for balance 23 hours? Where does the money come from? Now, it is not that 1 hour of show, if you have a 1 hour popular show, you can earn all the money, because in 1 hour show, the maximum FCTs, which is called as fixed commercial time that you can give for advertisers, is not more than 18 minutes. So in a 60-minute show, you can put 18 minutes as advertising. Baki ka you have to give content. That's the rule. You can't sell more for that one show. So therefore, no news channel can survive out of 1 hour of programming. It needs to survive. It needs to stretch the programming maximum so that you get more inventory, which is more FCTs, fixed commercial time. You can get more FCTs so that more advertisers can come in so that they can earn more money. Now, I will tell you how that affects news, and I will tell you how is that affecting this country adversely. The way it affects news is that the news is that, say for instance, in this case, Wing Commander Abhinandan was caught by the Pakistanis. News. Now they have to stretch that because that is 15 minutes. Now that to stretch it, what they do is they will say, oh, let me take you to the house of Wing Commander Abhinandan. Let us take you to his parents. Let us talk to his parents. Oh, this was the road in which Abhinandan walked. Oh, this was the cafeteria where he had coffee. Oh, this is the jeans that he used to wear. Or this is the song that he used to like. That is stretched because at that point in time, if Wing Commander Abhinandan is trending, people want to watch him, they will stretch that news at least to 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. And in this process of stretching, they cross the line. In this process of stretching, they make you sit and want to watch them. And the only way you're going to watch them is by taking news beyond news and making that into an entertainment program for you. And that's exactly what these guys try and do. They call war, they decide to tell you how wars are fought, what are the things that goes with it, what are the things that is, undercurrents, and what are the overcurrents, the works. They create news for you. At times that harms this country. I want to give a simple example through this clip. At one end, there is a wing commander who, at the cost of his life, maintains the protocol. He's asked, where is he from? He says nothing. He says, I'm not supposed to tell you this. Our news channel says, I'm standing outside his Chennai residence. At one end, he says, I cannot tell you which aircraft I was flying. Our news channels say, oh, he was flying a MiG-21. At one end, he says, I cannot tell you what my mission is. The news channel says, oh, he was following the Pakistani aircrafts to LOC. So what he was guarding with his life, the news channel just gave out as part of that stretching that 15 minutes of news. Now, I don't want to add into this jingoism. I'm not saying therefore something happened and therefore some major, nothing happened because of that. But today nothing happened. How do you know if nothing is going to happen tomorrow? Where do you draw the line? There is one thing that we need to understand. And that one thing is channels like Al Jazeera were born, thrived because of wars. So it is possibly very important for these channels that there is war. Because war creates TRPs. TRPs creates revenue. Revenues creates these channels. So think about it. Who benefits? The best way to conduct a surgical strike or any military exercise by letting the military do their job. Keeping quiet. Military is not something that you need to be jingoistic about. Military is not a show-off thing. Military needs to do their job and we need to keep our mouths shut. Because in the process of us shouting, and this is true both for the government, for the political parties and for our media. If we go on shouting, if we go on actually revealing everything that we are going to do, you are putting their lives at risk. And then later on talking about diplomatic pressure and how decisive we are and how powerful we are and all that are very juvenile. So here we are. This is what we wanted to talk to you about today. I know I took a little more time than usual, but all the same, I hope I made my point clear. And till next time, namaskar. For more such episodes, please subscribe to HW News and press the bell icon for instant notification. Also, do give this video a like and share the video to spread the word around.